Shalom, shalom. This Officer Yaziar just getting this room started. As y'all know, we usually do our couch that Captivity created on Wednesday evenings, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time until the late night hours. But tonight, we're doing like a little sub segment. We haven't really titled it yet. I'm going to say we're just going to start out with some gems from the couch, right? Because we got so many episodes of Couch Captivity created that, we decided to go back and isolate some of the gems. You know how you sit on the couch sometimes, you reach between the cushion and you might pull out, some quarters, some dimes, might pull out some dollars, right? We pulling out gems out of the couch, right? Old episodes in the archives that we going through, we're going to isolate some pertinent information and what brothers is getting prepared for this evening, particularly in the Sakari. I see War Dog Gamal, Shalom War Dog Gamal, right? In particular, what we prepping for here in the Sakari is our Day of Atonement, right? And Day of Atonement is, that one time a year where you make your body a living sacrifice and you forego food and water for an entire day, from even to even, right? So we're going to touch on that briefly. And then it's going to be more so of an open forum. I see we got more soldiers in here. Soldier Gawan, Unchained Mind, right? We got Tyon the Great in here. Up and coming Sakari prospect. I see we got Enrique Ventura in here, another prospect. Shalom Akim, right? We're going to make this, you know how I like to do it. I like to make it interactive, right? Slack it, man. I got bit by an ant, man. It's hot outside, so the ants trying to find their way inside, bro. Jokers bit me up, man. But all praises, no sweat, right? Shalom Naquad, Yahweh Shem Sharakatah. Good to see you in here, family. Right, so we're gonna go through the archives of the couch, right? Pull out a gem. SAR's got some precious stones tucked away in that couch, right? All them episodes we did. And I'm gonna bring up Officer Apayak, right? I gotta hit my brother up. Bring up Apayak. I think he got a little segment he want to introduce that we're gonna be doing going forward. So just to give you a recap, Akim, we prepping for the Day of Atonement, right? That's a day of making your body a living sacrifice, basically. We fasting, no food, no water, from even to even, starting this evening, right? All the way till tomorrow evening, which on the Greco-Roman calendar would be, Sunday evening to Monday evening, right? So essentially, we can get that while I'm waiting on Apiyak. 1 second. Oh, Salakia, 1 second here. Let me check on something. Okay, what I need to do is put a link in the chat for the brothers, right? So all you soldiers in here, even our viewers that's just watching, right now this link is for officers at the moment, right? And then later on, I'm gonna bring on the War Dog and maybe a couple soldiers, and we're gonna go through some things too. But this link is for Officer Apiyak, and I want to invite Officer Shaquad on from the Riverside camp, because they go my brother Inglewood to Israel, Officer Quadak, right? LBC, Shalom King. Quadak, we'll bring you on in a minute too. Matter of fact, if you wanna click the link and go backstage, I'll go ahead and bring you on while we're waiting on Apiyak, because I want to bring out a couple precepts and then pull up like a gem that I isolated, and we can go over that. All right. Let me hit Apiyak up real quick. I know he's in officer class. Quadak, Baba Kashad, do me a favor and just hit Apiyak up. Let him know that we on, and I got a link in the chat. Baba Kashad, if you could share that with Apiyak direct, right? Just copy that from yours and send it to his DM. Baba Kusha. But yeah, shalom, shalom. Hey, I see we got 10 people in the room. Let's see what we're looking at. Hey, Baba Kusha Akim. Like, share, subscribe, get it out there. We trying to boost the channel up so that we can get this message out there, right? We're trying to get this word out here, and we trying to show our people some love by just feeding them that bread that they want, right? Brothers be, you know what I'm saying, hitting us up when we miss class, like on weeks when we out of town and we don't have class. But like, man, where was y'all at, right? So we at the point now where we just got to keep the content flowing because brothers is out there seeking the truth. So as long as brothers and sisters are seeking the truth, it's our job as the watchmen for Israel to put that truth out there, right? Khan Quadoc Opiek said he coming. Go ahead and click that link, King. Jump backstage, I'll pull you up, right? And also, if anybody out there, any of the soldiers, Baba Kusha, let Shaquad know. Take that link and direct message Shaquad. Let him know anytime he ready, he welcome to join. I know Shaquad has a Officer Shaquad of Riverside, which is like, you know what I'm saying, twin brothers to Long Beach, man. We joined at the hip, right? You know, he's got his Sunday evening class that they do, where they do reading and study of the scripture and so on and so forth. That brother is diligent, man. So I want to bring him on, let him talk about what they do over there, how we collaborate on things. Sometimes we hold camp together. Sometimes we go to Riverside. Sometimes Long Beach goes to Riverside. Sometimes Riverside comes to Long Beach. Other times we travel other places and hold camp together, you know, with other camps. So we just want to highlight that to give, you know, our general viewers kind of a deeper look inside of what we do and how much work we put in and how much out of love for our people, how diligent we are putting this word out, right? And getting this word out to you. And it's important, it's important, Israel, to the algorithm of YouTube. Like, share, comment, right? That gets us up in the algorithm. That gets them numbers up. I can see the numbers go up when I say, hey, like, share, subscribe, and I see the likes go up. I can see the numbers go up because it gets out there to more people, right? You know how you're watching the video and then down in the side over there, you got suggestions. That's what it is, Israel. So Baba Kusha, it don't take but a second. It don't cost you no money. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so that you get reminders and notifications, right? And so that you know, I know a lot of brothers especially on the East Coast, it's a little bit late for them to join the couch, 9 p.m. Pacific time, but this is what we're doing for you right here. We coming a little bit early, and we're gonna isolate gems out of the couch that you might want to go and check, and then on your leisure time, then you could dig through the archives. You feel me? Right. So hold on. Let me get my earphones set up real quick. I'm gonna set my earphones up and then let me know how the audio sound. Salaki. Mic check, Baba Kusha. Let me get ones in the chat if my audio is all good. Ones in the chat if my audio is good. Two if you cannot hear me. Card. I see Anna Yahawada. The water, sis. The water. I see a one. All right. One's in the chat if my audio is gravy. Slightly new setup. You know what I mean? The water. Okay. We looking good then. We looking good. So look, first thing I want to bring out a little special nugget, right? This is aside from the couch, but we had some special guests in the house not too long ago. It wasn't broadcasting an episode of the couch, but I wanted to show you guys, Chief was in town. They go Soldier Apayak. Bring Apayak up. Hello, God. What's good with you?
I'm not a soldier. I just wanted to get that verified.
Salaki. Officer Apayak. Salakia.
You see?
Salakia. Slip of the tongue. But hey, peep game. I was just talking about Apayak. I was just talking about when Chief slid through and did that little broadcast from the couch that he put up on he put that up on I believe he was broadcasting on
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just a little insight, you know what I'm saying? We maneuver as a body. So, anytime Chief is in Cali, we definitely like to link up with him here in Long Beach. But yeah, we're gonna show that. I got a little pertinent clip to isolate Apiak. The title of it was when does the day start? So I think that'll be pertinent, to kind of talk about what we're going through right now, what we're prepping for, right? The Day of Atonement.
Sure.
Yeah, you wanted to bring that out at all? I could bring up Leviticus 23 and kind of just go over for the people what that is.
Yeah, just go straight into it. That way we lend the edification.
That's what's up.
Talk about.
I'm gonna bring up Leviticus 23 and then Apiyat, I'll let you kick it off. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll just chime in, right?
Okay.
So, all right. And just for the audience, let me share my screen. But we're gonna start. It's gonna be Leviticus 23. We're gonna start around what 26 Apiyat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me get that. Okay, Salakia. All right. Let me know if y'all can see my screen. So yeah, we starting at Leviticus 23, and we're gonna start at 26, right? I'll go ahead and read Apiyak, and you break it down. Let me know when you want to interject. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Right? Just let me know when you want to chime in, Apiyat.
Khan, well, see, that's what's so important about us having the understanding of when the day starts, because these feast days and these high holy days that we received instruction to keep, if you don't know when the day starts, then you don't know when you're supposed to actually be taking part in these celebrations, right? So the whole when does the day start breakdown is very important to us understanding how to keep these feast days. So keep these feast days why we determine the time frame that we determine.
All praises. Absolutely. And through the spirit, that's why I brought out, I isolated a gem from the couch that actually talks about when the day starts. Right. And I'm just double checking, man. Quadoc, you say there's a ring in the background?
I heard it too.
You heard it? So I'm taking those earphones out. Apiat, you sound loud and clear on my end. So how I sound on your end?
Yeah, I don't hear it anymore.
Okay, so that's probably the problem, man. Probably was them earphones, right? But we're gonna keep it grooving. So right here, I'll go on to 23 and 28. Verse 28. And you shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. All right. 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted, that in that same day he shall be cut off from among his people. Right. So basically, if you want to chime in, but I'll break it down a little bit. It's just getting into the fact that this is required. I mean, brothers will be cut off for not partaking in this day. And like Apiak said, it's important to know when the day starts so that you know how to hold these high holy days, right? And we're going to get into it some more. It's going to talk about the Shabbat. And a lot of people probably don't realize about how special this particular Shabbat is in the 7th month, because it's going to tell you right here in the law that the Shabbat is, if the Day of Atonement is on the 10th day, and the Shabbat is supposed to be the day before that, right? The evening before that. So that means our Shabbat before the Day of Atonement is actually in the 9th day instead of the 8th, because our new moon starts on the 1st, and then our Sabbaths are the 8th, 15th, and 22nd, right? So we're going to read through this really quick. Going on to verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and shall afflict your souls. Now peep this now. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall you celebrate your Shabbat. This is crucial right here, right? Peep gang, this is crucial. It says, right, let it be a Sabbath of rest. And this is talking about the Day of Atonement, the 10th day. It says, let it be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict your souls. And then it says, in the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, ye shall ye celebrate your Shabbat. This is crucial, right? And I see Officer Quad in the background. Here we go, King. All praises. Anybody want to chime in on that? You know what I'm saying?
Shalom, Makiam.
Shalom, Officer Quad. Hey, and first and foremost, with all respect, honor, and glory, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. We do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, right? Just to get that first and foremost. And the water for the Akim for joining. I know, Officer Quad, I was telling the crowd, you getting prepared. Not only are we preparing for Day of Atonement, but
Right.
you also getting prepared for your 8 o'clock class with the Riverside camp. And we just going over right now, Apiak and myself going over what the Day of Atonement really consists of, and what the law is, right, that brothers are referring to in order to properly prepare for it, right? And the fact that we're just going over the fact that the second Shabbat in the 7th month is a special Shabbat because it moves to the 9th day, right? Because the Shabbat happens from even to even. This is key in terms of when the day starts, because some brothers do believe the day starts in the morning at the crack of dawn and so on and so forth. We got all kind of different variations, but we just want to clarify things here and put a pin on it, right? So any of y'all brothers want to chime in on just this basic Leviticus 23 about Day of Atonement, or because the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on to a little highlight I got from episode 61 of the couch that actually goes over when the day starts. But I want to give y'all a chance to maybe chime in on this set of scripture about Day of Atonement, or whatever you want to bring up.
I just want to say, this is a very important day. It's a Day of Atonement for us to afflict ourselves, our souls, you know what I'm saying, our spirit, for us to get right, you know what I'm saying, to really self-reflect, self-examine ourselves, what more we can do in this walk, how we can serve the Most High better than, what we've been doing already. It's just a time for us to really become more powerful than what we are. You know what I'm saying? If we're weak in areas, let's examine that. Let's get better at that. If we can be doing more in this walk, let's do more. You know what I'm saying? Things that we've done, that we transgressed, you know what I'm saying? We repent over that. We pray, we fast. We just get stronger, man.
Salaki, I think your audio just tripped, Shaquat. Mic check. I don't know why you checking that out, Shaquat. Khan, I just wanted to reiterate on what you said, but double check your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Khan, all praises. I wanted to chime in on what you said Oh, he just dropped off, but he'll be back. There you go. Kind of all praises. So I wanted to chime in on what you said, Shaquad. That's powerful because, I mean, you and me both talked about our former days as athletes, right? And one of the things that we did was to get stronger and better. We exercised, and it was all about repetition, right? Putting in reps,
preparation. Yeah.
right? And that's with the physical form, right? You gotta to be physically good, you gotta do them reps. You gotta go in the gym or go on the track or put the miles in or go in the ring, whatever you go in the batting cage, whatever it is you do as an athlete, you got to put in reps in order for your body to get strong and for your repertoire to get strong, right? The same thing go with this walk. You got to put in the reps. You got to read the Bible. You got to understand the scriptures. You gotta physically practice the law to get that anointed, to have your spirit to be exercised, right? And I just went over this on the couch last week. You know what I'm saying? The law is spiritual, and if you practice the law diligently and have faith in Yahushua, then your spirit grows. Another way to build your spirit up, like Shaquad just brought out, is to afflict your flesh. Because guess what? When your flesh is weak, what else do you have to go off of? It's like when an athlete get that second win, right, Shaquad? Yeah, your body is spent, but that second win, they say, oh, that's on another level. That's almost a spiritual level where your mind takes over and you operating off of that, right? Your la'ah. So when your flesh is weak, that's when it's time to exercise your spirit, right? And go ahead, Shaquad, though, that you was making a powerful point before you cut out. I wanted you to finish that.
No, you pretty much touched on it, man. Like you said, it's if you practice, you know what I'm saying, practice makes perfect. It's all about repetition. It's all about preparation. So you're just preparing yourself for the big game, right? So if we going over the law constantly, it's gonna be like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? When we're you know what I'm saying, observing the law, we're observing these feasts. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like clockwork. We gotta really understand the importance of it, man. Not just for ourselves, but us as a body, right? Because it's gonna help us as a nation. That's what we're doing it for. We're doing it for ourselves, for the body. We're doing it for God, ultimately.
Absolutely, beautifully put, Shaquad. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Brother Tamayo. Shalom, King. Always good to see you, right? Gamal brought out a precept. Gamal said Romans 7:4, right? Let me get that because Brother Gamal, he be coming out with some gems. Let me check what he's talking about. Romans 7:4. All right. I'm going to bring that out, Gamal. This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 4. Wherefore, my brethren, ye are also become dead to the law by the body of Christ, that you should be married to one another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring fruit forth from God, right? So, Gamal, I'm going to bring you, click the link, Gamal. I want you to break that down for me, right? Break that down for me. Go ahead and click the link. I'm gonna post another link in here. It's for the war dog right here. Right? And Salakia, let me change this banner. Right? The class has started. War dog Gamal and Apiyat, chime in, King. I know you posted up over there.
Yeah, I was letting brothers make their points. I was gonna once brothers make their points, I was just gonna go back to verse 27 and Leviticus 23 and just go real quick into the etymology of the words.
Okay, let me bring that up for you. Matter of fact, you can go right to it.
That's about it.
You say you want to go back to 27. Let me share that again. 1 second. Salakia. All right. Go ahead, King. Whenever you're ready, I'll read. Okay. Leviticus 23 and verse 27. Also, on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So go back to 27 and get the word for atonement.
Let's see, atonement in the Strongs. In the Strongs, atonement in the Yiddish, it's kippur, right?
And that's
But
all it is, right? It's
right?
atonement. Or expiation plural. We'll get to expiation next, maybe. But
Mm-hmm.
the root word, Strong's 3722.
Okay, Strong's 3722, the root word,
So let's
kapar, right?
yeah, come. So
Right.
look at the translation count. Atonement 71 times, but then you have purge, reconciliation,
Mm-hmm.
forgive, purge
Mm-hmm.
away, pacify, atonement made, right? Merciful, cleanse, disannul, appease once, put off, pardon, pitch. So when
Hey,
atonement
all praise it. Up you know, when they start talking about disannul and pardon,
and all
you
that,
know,
right?
a lot of brothers in the street that got that, you know what I'm saying, had them charges, boy, them good words right there, right?
Hey, they definitely trying to get rid of something.
You
And that's
get that thing disannulled, get that gang injunction disannulled, brothers be like, oh man, whoo. Hey, Trump was passing out pardons like lollipops, wasn't he?
hey, and he was a Republican.
Right?
Yeah.
And look, I got two twin cousins that was in Fed. They both had 35 plus years. They let them out in 25 because of that new law.
All
You know what I'm saying?
praises. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see them boys from another 10 years, right? But they let them boys out partly because of the COVID. One of my cousins' cellmate died of COVID, right?
Con,
So they
con.
let them boys out, all praises, but that's another step in the journey. Now that they back out in this world, I gotta make sure I feed them boys that good bread. And look, Apiyak, just to silver back on your point, imagine how happy brothers is to get a pardon from Esau's jail, right? Can you imagine the value of getting a pardon from Yahweh Shai and the Most High? Man,
Yeah, that's what it's about, really.
man, you know what I'm saying? And look, that's literally the Day of Atonement is a reset. It's a reset going into the rest of the year, man. Because the Day of Atonement leads to the Feast of Tabernacles. And when we keep these high holy days and these holy convocations, it, like we was talking about on the couch, Apayak, it fills your lamp with that oil.
Right.
Right. So look, if you wanna bring up another point, feel free right now, Apayak. Other than that, I'm gonna go over to one of the gems I isolated, one or two of the gems I isolated after this. But
Before
bring
you,
anything out.
yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
I wanted to get into the biblical usage
Okay.
root word.
Okay, bet. So just scroll down on the root word.
Yes, sir. Let's get the biblical usage.
Okay, let me share that. Okay. So we got the definition from the biblical usage, right? I mean, the definition, Salakia, and then now the biblical usage
Yes,
right
sir.
here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And this is Strong's H3722 kapar, right? To
With
cover
word, right?
the
Kapoor.
root word, the root word of atone,
Right.
right? To cover, purge, make an atonement, make reconciliation, cover over with pitch.
So right there, that's all we wanted. I just wanted the main usage. You
Mm-hmm.
looking, it's just really gonna be reiterating that in its variable capacities, but we don't even need all that. I just want
Con.
regular, the first bottom line usage of this word to cover, right? First thing that we
Mm-hmm.
cover, then we have
Right.
to purge, make an atonement, make reconciliation, cover over with pitch. So that same concept, so the same concept when you put the pitch down, which is basically like tar, right? When
Right,
they
right,
down, when you cover the ground with that pitch, that's like if you went out painting rocks with tar. So the way it's covered is that is completely covering something.
right,
It's covered over. So you
right,
don't see what's under it. And that's the same essence of that reconciliation made. And then that making an atonement is you don't see all of your fault that you had the last year. The whole year, you might have been a brother that was trying to do good, but you was the brother that fell 7 times this year. On this day of atonement, today you gonna fast to make the atonement. That atonement, the act of your fast is gonna be to where the Most High don't see that sin that you had caught up in, and you really need to start fresh here and be mindful that if you're getting a fresh start, this is another chance to do it the right way, which Yahweh Shai commanded us to go out and do it without fault. So I'm saying, be ye perfect, loving one another. It's hard for you to be the brother out here spreading this word and trying to reach your family out here, and you got a bunch of sin clinging on to you. So cover that sin fast and let's start over. Let's get a good start for this next year coming up. But really did want to go into that word to cover, to see how it's completely covered. You know what I'm saying?
right.
For atonement, it's literally, it's gone, man. Don't worry about it. Don't hold on to that sin. Don't let that sin eat at you. It's time for you to let it be covered and keep moving forward in this walk. To all the Akim and Akwath out there who might be struggling or coming up out of struggle, you getting back on your feet. Let's purge out that old way, right? Which is really lining us up for the Passover coming up soon. So we have to, right now, this is our midway point, right? Let's get our
Mm-hmm.
fast on, let's start over, and let's be right and keep it right to where when you eat that Passover, you be right. So I'm saying,
All praises. That part, like Tamayim said, that part, right? And that's that recharge. That's that look. That's that pit stop for brothers halfway through the year. You feel
huh?
me? It's a beautiful thing because look, um, these high holy days and this law, it's written down for our success, man. Because through the Spirit, bro, I tell you, it comes that time of year when you start to see brothers get weary, right? There's always that time of year where brothers get weary, or just before Passover when brothers start to really get afflicted and get overburdened. But when you understand what the milestones are and what the goals are, they're more easily achievable. You see what I'm saying? Like if a brother's sitting there going, man, I don't know why, man, the devil coming at me like this, man. If you just have a little bit of wisdom and go, oh, you know what? We coming up on Passover. Satan shooting his arrows. Oh, you know what? It's about time for Day of Atonement, man. Let me get right. You know what I'm saying? Let me reset. And that's what Shaquad and I was talking about earlier is as an athlete, you do things on a schedule, right? You got a practice schedule. You know, on Monday you're doing this, on Tuesday you're doing that, and this and this and the other, and you repeat that. And it's repetition. And after a while, it becomes second nature, right? Lord willing, when we get entry into the kingdom, it will be written on our hearts. That's first nature, right? But right now, we're just trying to make it second nature through repetition and through diligence, right? Shaquad, I see you back, King. Mic check real quick.
Khan, shalom, shalom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, King.
All right.
Yeah, so Apia, anything else you want to bring out, or Shaquad?
I wanted to get the word afflicted as well. Same verse 27, afflicted.
Okay, let's bring up the jokester, Young Lion. Look at Young Lion's thumbnail.
Guys, y'all in the house.
Hey, what's up, King?
It was good with y'all, brothers, man.
Shit, you already know. We just going through these verses, man. I'm gonna bring up some more etymology for Upper Yacht. But if you wanted to chime in while I'm bringing up, Young Lion, go right ahead.
God.
So
Yeah,
what
getting
was the
that
word?
recharge like you were talking about, Apiyak, that's Man, that's a good analogy. That recharge,
Mhm.
getting that renewed battery. You know, sometimes as you go on, that battery can get a little old, get dull, can lose its power. So you just need that recharge of that battery in your back. Or
Con,
if we're talking about swords, what I'm saying, those swords get dull sometimes. We need to get
right,
it resharpened,
right.
right?
That honing oil, right?
Con.
Right.
Hey, so Abriah, what you wanted? You wanted afflict
Afflicted. Nah.
in
That's the word.
in which
20,
yeah, that's and ye
27.
shall afflict.
Yeah. Con.
Let me bring that out. But yeah, go ahead, Shaquat.
No, that's what I was just going into, man. Or just what I'm saying, putting away that old man. Not to say that you were wicked or anything like that, but just renewing yourself, right?
Con, con. Yeah, not to say your battery was corroded, right?
Right.
But it might be down a couple amps, right? Or a couple volts, and you need a little boost. Right? You need a little jump start. There's a
Huh?
difference between when your car just need to jump because you left the lights on too long versus that battery's dead. It's leaking out powder. You feel me?
Right.
Right. So you want to maintain your battery. That's key. That's a good analogy.
Kind and through this walk, what I'm saying, sometimes you're learning a lot, right? You're learning a lot, but you may not have use those tools that you have learned. So now it's just the time to add those tools to your walk. You know what I'm saying? To implement those tools, all that you've learned, right?
Con. Hey, I see we got Kasayad in the building. Shalom, King. All the way from the ATL. Man, what's happening? You feel me?
Oh, praises.
Kasayad, y'all already done started your day. We literally bringing it in right now. I think we just crossed over. I just took my last sip of water a few minutes ago, right for you know what I'm saying. The sun went all the way down out here. You know what I mean? Kasayat, for y'all brothers I don't know, is a Sakari member from out there in Atlanta. And so on the East Coast, I know they well into their day, right? Which
Man,
brings
well,
me into the next point, which I'm gonna bring out a gem from the couch. But first, speaking of Atlanta, right? Because the headquarters is Atlanta. We got Chief over there. I'm gonna bring out this. I'm gonna bring out a special occasion where Chief came and what I'm saying, did a little one of his little mini broadcasts that he does. He did it from the couch. I want to bring that out real quick so that when y'all got some time, go check out Chief channel. You feel me? The main Sakari channel. Let me bring that out real quick. You feel me? Hold on a second. Salaki, yeah, we got it set up. Share my screen. And y'all let me know if y'all can hear the audio well. But just to set this up, as y'all can see, this is the couch, right? You see the brick background with the blue lights and the the striped pillows. That's the signature couch, right? We went from the white couch in Compton to the 70s player couch in Long Beach, right? That's what we doing. You feel me? But look, Chief came in town, of course. We Chief was down at the border, went down to TJ, blessed that school opening. We did the San Diego school opening. We did the gift concert on Sunday. And then after the gift concert, we came over here to the couch and he broadcast on his one of the Clubhouse channels that he always is a guest on. And that just to give you an example, bro, when Chief is in town, the work don't stop. Brothers don't sleep. It's not like brothers is lazy. We do this work daily. But when Chief is in town, you don't sleep. The priests don't rest. This man is constantly going and working for y'all. That's why I say every chance you get, oh, Shalom, Sakari, Puerto Rico, right? Yahweh Shem Yeshua Thumb, right? Sakari, Puerto Rico in the house, man. All praises, right? Hey, all praises, right? But look, as much as you people get a chance, folks, Israel, support the men that's out there doing this work, right? Out there shining that light. I can't thank Chief enough for laying down this foundation and laying down Sakari, which was a shining light to me that brought me out of this darkness. Man, I can't appreciate that brother enough, right? And then even more so than just leading me to this light, the amount of work that I see this brother put out, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show you this little clip, and this was particularly a debate about, you know, Nation of Islam, and is that the best thing for the black community, right? And Chief broke it down in his own way. I'm gonna bring this out real quick. Salakia. Let me get this rolling. Let me know if y'all can hear it fine.
You have to always do explanations with our people.
Salakia.
But we're mixing all types of things.
All right, I'm gonna start it from the beginning, right? Let me know how the audio. Let me get a 1.
So I got a
Let me get a 1 if the audio is fine.
It says, is there any way the NOI, Israelites, and other black organizations can come together for the betterment of our people, even though our beliefs?
Let me get 1s in the chat if the audio is good.
If we were to follow the Israelites, what is your solution?
All praise.
Well, you know, there are some degrees in which the NOI and Israelites can come together for certain things. You know, we've collaborated with them. I know the brother Ben X, the brother 19 Keys, brother Rizza Islam. I've known the brothers for years. You know, met them through Sonetta in the House of Consciousness. You know, and there's different
and
community things.
You'll see it in a minute.
Collaboration between different groups.
Right now,
you know, my organization is for that. I've seen that the ISUBK. You know,
the couch is dark right now.
With other organizations as well.
There we go.
But the thing is, and I'm gonna speak frankly in this room. You know, me personally, I love the nation. I've learned many great things from the Nation of Islam. I respect the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the work of the Honorable Minister Elijah Muhammad. I love all of it. But just honestly and frankly, this is how I feel. I feel, and I feel like this is predicated upon scripture, which I can get in a second, but the Nation of Islam was something that was created that was much needed for our people at that time. But after the truth came in 1969, 125th Street, in Harlem, New York, after that came, there needed to be no other thing for Black and Latino people to run to, and Native Indian people to run to, other than the truth of where the Israelites and, you know, the belief and the practice and the, you know, strict adherence to, you know, the Bible.
All praises. Hey, look, who out there in the chat saw that episode? Anybody out there in the chat see that episode? You get a 100 if you saw it, right? But look, that's Chief. After, let me tell you, a full weekend. That brother was down here from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then after a whole day Sunday, that brother even performed at the gift, right? Performed at the gift. Said, all right, guys, let's go. Hit it. We're going to Long Beach, right? They followed me over to the homie crib. You know, Cap cussed me out a little bit for driving too fast. Salakia, Cap. You feel me? My apologies, King. But yeah, we got there, and then boom, he put in that work. And then the brothers is off doing more work. Shaquai, you was there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Shaquai was in the house, right? So that's just one example, right? Anybody else want to chime in on that? Because look, I got the next one queued up. It's going to be episode 60, right? Let me get that one in here. Episode 61 of The Couch, which is pertinent to what we're talking about today, which is when does the day start, right? And that's going to be one of the premiere segments that we do, right? One of the premiere segments that we do on and literally Apiyat, we ain't even named what we gonna call this hour yet. I was thinking Gems from the Couch or something, but that might just be a segment, right? We're going to come up with a name. Matter of fact, we'll take suggestions from the chat, right? This is like a supplementary day to Couch that Captivity created, right? So for all y'all brothers and sisters that's familiar with the Couch, we open for suggestions. You can leave it in the chat, preferably leave it in the comment to this video. Because look, if you look in the description of this video, I got a link to Chief's video that I just showed, and also a link to what we're gonna go in right now, right? But I'm gonna pull this one up, and Quadoc, you could probably chime in because definitely chime in because you was reading on this lesson. But as we go, I want to get your input on this. And I'm just going to start it around the 11-minute mark, Quadoc. And if you see anything you want to stop, you let me know. I'll pause it and we can bring out or isolate a scripture. But we're going to watch a little bit of this, if that's all right. Otherwise, let me know right now if brothers got something they want to chime in on.
Con, real quick, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Sofa Sundays. All right, you can start the video.
What you say? Say it again.
Sofa Sundays.
So for Sundays, hey, look, you go through the regular channels and you leave a comment. I can't remember everything. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm not opposed to that. Right? I'm not opposed to that. But we're gonna take suggestions, right? We're gonna collaborate. We'll chop it up as a group later too. Right? But look, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. All praises. We love you. We appreciate you. That's why we do this work. You know what I'm saying? I see Princess Anna in the chat. Good to see you again, sis. Of course, I mentioned earlier in the quad, Sakari, Puerto Rico. All praises, right? I see Tamayam, powerful brother. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you again. Who else we got in here? Yatham, Bon Israel, Shalawam family, right? We got Kayada One up in here. Oh man, Sakari Detroit in the building. Now you know the room is popping. What's happening, Shikari Detroit? You feel me? All right. Yeah, so we go a little bit earlier, man. We get all kind of brothers in here. You know what I'm saying? I see 4N3M, all praises. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let me go through it and get some folks their flowers, right? We got 4N3M in the building. Right? We got Soldier Carubia, of course. Brother Tamayam, right? Brother Tamayam in the building. We got
they hungry.
Hey,
they hungry. They hungry before this Day of Atonement, man. They want some of that spiritual food.
Hey, we bringing it in, right, Shaquad? Right. So look, hey, we got Brother Kasiyah from the ATL in the building. You feel me? Shalom to that brother. Hey, look, Tyon the Great, right? Prospect from Long Beach. Shalom, Tyon. Brother Kayada One from Detroit. What's good, fam? You feel me? Hey, look, all praise. Sakari, Puerto Rico in the building. How about that? Hey, look, that speaks in and of itself of the work that Chief and the brothers that's the founding brothers of this organization have been putting in. We literally have international camps. We got camps in Canada, right? In the Toronto area. We got camps in Mexico, in the Tijuana area, Puerto Rico, Amsterdam. Bruh, it's brothers plant the seed, the Most High yield the fruit. All praises to the Most High, right? That this word is getting out there. Brother Naquad, right? Your thumb on Israel, Shalom family. You feel me? Right? We got the prospect Enrique in the house. As I mentioned before, Princess Anna. Good to see you, sister. Right? We got Unchained Mind, that's Soldier Gawan. Right? Solid, brother. HAM. Hey, anytime, King. That's what we here for. Shalom, Kenny Taylor, right? It good to watch Sakari videos on this Day of Atonement, correct? Look, anything that feeds your spirit and feeds your soul is good to do, right? It's good to do. Salakia Apiyak said he need the link. Let's see. I'm gonna drop the link. Apiyak should already be in here. Is that a Apiyak? How many accounts you got, Apiyak? You see yourself in the chat? But Kenny Taylor asks, is it good to watch Sakari videos on this Day of Atonement? What you're doing is you studying and you going over the word. So that's all we do, right? We study the word, we go over scriptures, we pray, right? While we fasting, we do things that are spiritual because while our flesh is weak, we want to build up our spirit, right? Shalom Zamar, right? Shaquat,
Yeah,
chime in,
Salakia.
chime in,
Yeah.
chime in for me about that, about this brother's questions, right? Because we just
Kenny
talked about.
Taylor.
He's
Kenny
saying,
Taylor.
is it good to watch Sakari videos on the Day of Atonement?
Khan, I see. Kenny Taylor.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It is good. It's
right.
more than good to watch Sakari videos or any videos dealing with the truth on the Day of Atonement or any day. But, especially this day, you want to feed your spirit with that spiritual food. You want to read, for yourself. And you just want to be fed that spiritual food from watching videos, getting the message, or the ministry from the videos that you're watching, right? And within these videos, it goes way more to depth about what we're explaining, right, or what you're reading about this word. So you
Con,
definitely want to do that.
all praises,
Watch
all praises.
as many videos as you can, man.
Right?
Get
And that's
full.
that's what we're gonna bring out, Shaquad. We're gonna dig through the archives of the couch. I call it gems from the couch. Right? It's so many episodes. We on episode what, 84? Kodak or Apiat. We just did 83, I believe. So our next episode will be episode 84. Right? Now that's almost 2 years worth of episodes, man. Right? We've been going almost 2 years strong with that, and all praises, the Most High willing, we'll continue to bring out episode after episode after episode. But what I'm doing now is going back through the archives and just pulling out things that are pertinent for that time period, and then also, for brothers that's maybe it's too late for the 9 p.m. part, we can just point you in a direction, and at your leisure you can go and study the archives, right? But you know what I'm saying? We do this for y'all, right? And we get on the road, we travel. We're gonna be in Arizona next week. We was just in at the border. We be in Phoenix all the time. Sometimes we used to go to Vegas. Sometimes we go all the way to the East Coast to Atlanta. We go over to wherever the work take us. You know what I'm saying? And look, if it's on your heart, right? You want to support the ministry. Matter of fact, I don't even have a new banner for this particular show. But if you do, if it's on your heart, right? If you want to cash app, you can send a cash app to $Bazak, or we just qualified for the channel to be monetized. There should be a what do you call that? Super chat. Should be a super chat link down. Where is it? Down there somewhere. If it's on your heart, super chat, right? Support the brothers, man. Support the brothers, because we out there doing this because we love our people, right? You know what I'm saying? And every dollar helps with gas. You know what I'm saying? Getting from here to there, right? At your leisure. I know, right? Right now, we going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shatar Apiak. How many channels you got, man? I'm gonna drop a link for your new channel. This dude Apiak, man. He coming in with the ghost account. Hold on, Apiak. That's you, right? Because look, I know Shaquad, you got to get your class going, right? I know your class start at 8:00.
Con, I gotta get going.
Con, anything you want to drop before you go? Because I'm just gonna go into this gym from the couch, and me and Kwadak and Apiak will probably chop it up a little bit. I'll probably bring up War Dog Gamal, right? And then maybe get some questions from the audience for the second hour. But anything you want to say before you bounce, King?
Con, for you Long Beach couch captivity tuner inners, like Cap says. Make sure, like you said, support the ministry. Whatever you can give, man, it goes a long ways, man, and it's much appreciated. We greatly thank you for whatever you have to offer us. And for the Sakari Riverside chat, for those that are not subscribed to the Sakari Riverside channel, please come on over, subscribe, give us some likes, within our content. Whatever you got to say, put it in the chat. I'm saying? I'll answer back. And man, I look forward to seeing y'all over there. But yeah, I got to go then. I got a class, I got to equip my soldiers. I'm saying? We have a class every Sunday at 8:00. You know, just going over the word, you know what I'm saying, going over breakdowns. And, you know, it's always good to, you know, build with your family, with your brothers, whomever, you know, like-minded brothers. So it helps sharpen your sword. So that's what we do every Sunday. And this Sunday we're going into the book of Acts. So you know there's a whole lot of gems within the book of Acts. Man.
Oh, man. Yeah. Without a doubt. It's a whole timeline, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, man, I got to get up out of here. I want to say call hello, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, to all the listeners, to all the followers, man. We love you. And Shalom.
Shalom, King.
Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah, without a doubt. That's the Officer Shaquad, right? Officer Shaquad from the Riverside camp, right? And I'm gonna also post a link to the Riverside channel in the description, right? So that y'all support our brother's channel, because it's even more jewels over there, right? And you just get to see a different perspective, because every different camp is a different scenario, right? But what we're gonna do right now, Kwadak, I'm gonna let you kind of guide me through this, because you was reading on this, but I'm gonna bring out when the day starts, right? Because you remember we brought out Leviticus, right? Let me go back to Leviticus chapter 27, or Slakia 23, and then right when we got to 32, it says in chapter the water Tayan, the water for that super chat, Yahweh Hashem Shabakatah, much greatly appreciated, much respect, much love for your continued support, right? And this brother is diligently prospecting for the Sakari, right? Tayan the Great. This brother is diligently prospecting for the Sakari, and is well on his way to crossing that line, right? All praises, Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? So look, Kodak, I'm gonna bring this up, but before I bring that up, I want to just go right back to the verse we just went over. Leviticus 23 and verse 32, it said, "It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall you celebrate your Sabbaths," right? And that's just a little something for you brothers that might be confused as to when the day starts. Is it the crack of dawn? Is it at even, right? We already know. And I was looking outside for the sunset, because that's when I look for the day to start. So my day has officially started. My day of atonement has officially started, right? That's what's up, because my day is from even unto even. So this gem from the couch, and I'm just going to let it run. And Kwadak, I will let you be the arbiter of when we need to chime in. So whenever you want me to chime in or pause, you just let me know, right? But I'm going to let this run. And like I said, the link to this full video is in the description. And also I put a little notation for the time mark on there if you want to go skip right to the content. But this is something we're going to do regularly, is pull out highlights and jewels out of the couch. You feel me? So without further ado, here we go. All right.
You know, yeah. So when does the day start? You know, I seen a video the other day, and someone said that the day starts in the day. In the day. Literal day. Right? And I guess they're basing it off of Genesis 1 and 5. Right, initially. You know?
Hey, all praise. I wanted to pause that for a minute. The water to the brother Tamayim for your gracious donation, brother. Much love, much appreciation to you, King. Yahweh Shem Yah Shabrakatah, right? Ahabata, the water, King, for your gracious donation.
Like, for instance, we'll start at Genesis 1 and 2. Go ahead and read. Shalom. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon and darkness was upon.
Hey, look, let me tell you this, right? One of the beauties of dealing with Sarge is that you gonna laugh. You either gonna laugh or you gonna get ran up out the set, because Sarge always got jokes, right? Especially Lahat. Lahat always got jokes. Apiat got jokes. You see Quadoc got jokes. Quadoc put me looking crazy on his thumbnail. That's just what we do, man. We be capping over here because we like brothers, man. I mean, we are brothers. So, you know, you're going to come with the cap. But just as an inside joke, right, to describe the inside joke, right, Kashak, right, means darkness, right? Speaking of new moon, right, completely pitch black means darkness. Hey, brother Kashak got that perfectly melanated skin tone, right? So that's
Darkness.
the joke. Darkness. So just to fill y'all in on the joke, man, I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in. Let me run that one back, because look, in case you don't think brothers is crazy over here, right? Go ahead.
Like, for instance, we'll start at Genesis 1 and 2. Go ahead and read. Shalom. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon and darkness was upon the face of the earth, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Now what? Now, people will say there were no days until the Lord created the sun and the moon, right? Jump to verse 5. Verse 5, but we all know that light comes out of darkness regardless, right? That's why I say that out of darkness came the light, right? Which goes back to, like Cap said it in a video, where when you plant a seed, it's in darkness until it springs forth. It's searching for the light, and then it finds the light, right? Well, when you're born, when you're in your mother's womb, you're in darkness until you spring forth. Just like, I believe it's where it's written, he took you out of darkness, 2 Peter 2 and 9, I believe it is, where he took you out of darkness and brought you into his marvelous light. Like, before we all came into this truth and came onto this walk, we were all in darkness. And then he took us out of that darkness and brought us into his marvelous light, right? So everything comes from darkness. Everything starts in darkness. All right? Verse 5. Verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And
Hey, look, so I wanted to pause right there to make sure that, oh man, look, we got priest Ram Amath in the crib, man. Shalom, King. Shalom to the priest out there from Texas. You feel me? Gracing the show with his presence. What's good with you, family? Hey, if you want to join the panel, King, say a few words. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all brothers is into your Day of Atonement. I'd love to have you on here. I'll put a link in the chat just for you, King, if you want to hop on and give us a couple words, priest. Right, there you go. That link is for the priest. And look, we got a good question here while I'm paused. Do teenagers have to participate in the Day of Atonement? And look, through the Spirit, I can give you my breakdown on this. But I would much rather defer to the priest, the Levitical priest, to break it down. So Ramamoth, if you can click the link, King, you can come on here and chime in on this. But from my understanding, this is the way I look at it, Law, is, and Deacon said this the other day, especially his children are young, right? Prepubescent children. As far as fasting and things like that, you can let them do it as much as they can do it, right? They're children, and you really don't want to, it's a dangerous ground with children, right? They need their nourishment. So with children as much as they can. Now, when you start getting into teenage years, it's up to your discretion. I don't know per se myself any particular cutoff in terms of the law, right? But that's a large span, right? All praises to Maya. Hey, look, I told her while she was there, that stuff was special, right? Tamayo's rib. Tamayo joined us for the new moon, right? Which was also the Feast of Trumpets. And we did a potluck, right? And his rib bought this salmon that was so fire that I ate till I was full, and then I waited till I could stand to eat some more and went and got some more of that, right? You know how it is like that, right? But yeah, all praise. And then she was like, oh man, I wish I would have did it this way or that way. I was like, sis, I'm sure this is not your best effort, but this one right here hard to beat. You feel me? So shout out to Mayo's rib. All praises, all praises. You know what I'm saying? It's just a blessing, you know what I'm saying, to have good brothers and sisters, that part of this body that we get to congregate with, right? It's a beautiful thing, this truth. You feel me? But yeah, Law, that would be my take on it, right? If it's a teenager as in 13, that's still relatively young, right? Maybe there's a little more leniency for them. But if it's someone that's 18, I mean, maybe they're ready for it. I think that is definitely up to the parents' discretion in terms of, what to put your kids through. But I would love to, get like the direct from the priest. So Ramama, you're the only priest in the building, right? So I put that link in there. If you want to click it and chime in, let me know, King. But Law, do me a favor, King. Leave a comment, right? Leave that question in a comment, and I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna go on, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna check with all the priests that I know in the Sakari, and I'm gonna get you an answer, right? I'm gonna check with the Levites. When in doubt, talk to the Levite, right? All praises. We'll get right back to it though.
Evening and the morning were the first day, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning. So read that again. Without the echo. Verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, right? Go ahead. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And the evening and the morning
Salakia, Yaziar, the audio is coming through you. I'm not sure if you know you muted yourself or not.
Yeah, Salakia, Kodak, you're right, King. Let me go back a few seconds.
This is the without the echo. Comes from darkness. Everything starts in darkness. All right. Verse 5. Verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning. So read that again, without the echo. Verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, right? Go ahead. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Is the word for day where it says the light is the day and the first day, are those the same words? Somebody show me that, Bubble Kashab. Because they made it a point where it's like, see, this is the day. But you didn't have to go through all that. All you got to do is just check to see if the same word is for day.
On this yom.
They're both young. Same thing, right? So, how do they differentiate the day and a day? That's why none of that matters. What matters is the second part of the whole scripture, right? Read that part. And God called the second part. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Now, what are those words in the Hebrew? In the evening, what's the word for evening? Arab. Click it. Meaning what? The evening, the night, sunset, right? Go ahead. And what is the word for morning? Makwar, right? Or how they said Boker Tov, Boker Tov, Yom Tov, Eret Tov. Don't worry, I was studying Yiddish then the Bakwar, right? What is that word? What morning mean what?
Morning, sunrise, morning, break of day.
The morning, the end of night, the coming of daylight, coming of sunrise, beginning of day, the bright joy after night of distress, morrow, next day, next morning, right? So when does the day start? Or maybe the question would be, when is the midday? Let's get Nehemiah 8:3. Because if, let's say someone says, the morning to the morning is the Sabbath, or is the day, right? Is how the day is determined. What would be the midday if it was morning to morning? The car. Right? You know what I'm saying? So midnight would be the middle of the day. Based off of their logic. If you're dealing with the 24-hour time span, right? The day would start in the morning, then midday would be in the evening.
Look, I want to highlight just an absolute dagger that Sarge brought out. And this is the beauty of how Sarge teaches us, because it's just practicality. You feel me? Sarge said that if a brother is saying that a day is from morning to morning, right? And Shalom, my Tazak Yapa, Sharaya, Shalom, all praises. Sarge just brought out an absolute dagger. He said, if the day starts from morning and ends on morning, then what would be the midday, right? And with that logic, the midday would be at midnight. It starts to make less and less sense when you put it in a practical perspective, right? But if the day is from even to even, like it says in Leviticus chapter 23, I believe verse 32, and your Shabbat shall be from even to even, right? If the day is from even to even, then when would be if the day is from even to even, when would be the midday? Chat, I want you to chime in. If the day is determined from even, which is the evening, right, to even, when would be the middle of that day? I want you to chime in, chat, because I want to see where your IQ is. Who got sharp swords out there? Right? Go ahead and chime in the chat. Let me shoot your guess if you got a guess, but if you know, shoot the answer. I'm gonna do like Jeopardy without the music. We got a little bit of time. I'm gonna give a second for the delay. Right? Shalom to Katrina in the house. Shalom, sis. Right? Soldier Karaz is on point, right? Look, of course, Pataki is on point. Tamayam's on point. Tayan. Noon. If my day starts at even and it goes to even, noontime, like early afternoon, somewhere around there, right? Because we're not starting at midnight per se, but sometime in the afternoon would be the midday. So now with that in mind, keep this breakdown in perspective. I'm gonna go back a few seconds.
Or maybe the question would be, when is the midday? Let's get Nehemiah 8:3. Because if, let's say someone says the morning to the morning is the Sabbath or is the day, right? Is how the day is determined. What would be the midday if it was morning to morning? The card. Right? You know what I'm saying? So midnight would be the middle of the day. Based off of their logic. If you're dealing with the 24-hour time span, right? The day would start in the morning, then midday would be in the evening, and then the morning again would be the, you know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 3. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate from the morning until midday. Before the men in the...
So we know that midday, if we're dealing with the 24-hour time period and the day starts in the evening, then we know the middle of the day will have to be in the middle of the day. We have to be towards the morning area, going into the afternoon. Because then the evening would then start the next day. You understand?
Right. Like I was saying, Akim Ahwath, that is a absolute gem right there. That is a gem that Sarge brought out, and he did it so eloquently and so practically, right? Brothers can study and know all the words and all the fancy stuff, but it don't mean nothing if you can't translate it to the young ones or to the people that's seeking out this knowledge, or if it goes over the head of your audience, it's you know, it's for naught, right? But when you could break it down like that, just think about it, right? I'm out here on the West Coast. Our sunset was officially about 7:50 something right? The last bit of sun went down over here a little bit after 8 o'clock p.m. So that means my day starts at that time. And SARS just went to Nehemiah chapter 8, which is a perfect chapter, right, to solidify the fact that brothers was holding camp, right, for the chat. That's another gem that I'm gonna throw on top of a gem, right? It shows brothers holding camp. So if somebody ever asks you, well, where in the Bible do they hold camp? Not only did Christ and his disciples hold camp, not only did the apostles like Paul and so on and so forth hold camp, but brothers is holding camp in Nehemiah 8. And he said, and he read therein before the street that was before the gate from the morning, which we already defined. The morning is the crack of dawn, right? When the sun rises, right? Until midday. Now you can translate that from, he read from like, man, that brother read from like 8 a.m. until, you know, like midnight. No, that don't make sense, right? That don't make sense.
Got it. So like,
right?
Real quick point. Well, not even just a point. Just to wake brothers and sisters up, right? So those definitions that we went into, you saw that, you know, the morning is the sunrise, and when we're going into the evening is going into the sunset. And we understand when it's dark, right? No sun in the sky, it's black in the sky, it's the Sabbath. What brothers and sisters need to stop doing is looking at that damn phone where it shows you the weather and the degrees and the sunset. Listen, bro, unless you're blind, you got eyes, you can look in the sky, you can see what's going on. You can tell when that Sabbath is going in. Stop going by the time that the white man gives you of when the sun is set. You look in the sky. You don't need someone to tell you what time it goes down. Clearly see it.
I mean, that's what the sign, that's what the sun and the moon and the stars is for.
Literally.
It's for a sign of the time and sign of feast, right?
Right.
Not the farmer's almanac. You feel me? All right, look, hey, Quadad, we got somebody in the back chat. Amaziah. Who is Amaziah? Throw me a little comment in the chat, Amaziah. What's your question or your affiliation or whatever? Are you a soldier? I'm Salakia. I don't recognize the name Amaziah. If you can, Baba Kusha, let me know where you at with it. If you got a question, comment, smoke, all good. We don't turn no phase down. You got smoke, but if you just got a question or comment, let me know what's up in the chat. I see something in the private chat. Let me check. He says, hey, Shalom, I'm not a camp. Amaziah, participate in the regular chat, brother. Okay, now we got some spam. So let me hide the spam. All right. Look, you ain't doing nothing until the haters show up. So we getting spam.
Y'all better not be going on them sites on the Day of Atonement.
Amaziah, brother, I know you left a comment in the private chat, but let's participate with everybody, right? Because he's saying, do you believe that we have to keep the feast days? It's not a matter of whether I believe, right? It's what does the Torah say, right? Does the Torah say that? So Amaziah, like I said, comment in the public chat, and then we'll consider entertaining your question and maybe bring you on, especially if, you know what I'm saying, you have some difference in understanding or you legitimately want to get your question answered. Show your face in the public chat, right? Let all things come to light, right? But like I was saying, Apayat or Salakia Kodak, right? It just makes perfect sense, right? If the brother started reading in the morning, right, when the sun was up and the darkness had ended, which is the definition of morning that we went over, until midday, it would make sense for the brother to be reading from like 8 a.m. to like noon, 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? because we're still in the middle of the day.
Right. Yeah.
So let me keep that rolling. And then we'll get back to the brother's question after this.
And
Because
he read
it sound like low-key
before
smoke.
the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, and those that could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law. We get Matthew 20:81. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 28. Hold on. It's like it. We get John 21. This is the book of John, chapter 20, and verse 1. First day of the week, cometh Mary Magdalene early, and when it was yet dark. No. See? You putting words in there, man. How is it, man? You got the new living set? The new King James version? Add words in there. So the plague's gonna be added words. Keep adding to the script. Listen, that and changes the whole context. Would you believe it? Go ahead. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark. Which means what? The day had already started. Go ahead. Unto the sepulchre, and see sepulchre. Sepulchre. And seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre. The sepulchre. I would say sepulchre like the law.
It's funny to look at.
Sepulchre. Yeah. Verse 19. Verse 19. Then the same day at evening, being the first day of the week. What? Then the same day at evening, being the first day of the week. When the doors were shut, where the disciples were assembled. What does that tell you when it says that then the same day at evening, being the first day of the week? It cuts Genesis 1 and 5 when they're talking about the day starts the day. You understand? Just because it says day doesn't mean that it's light. Right? What? Finish it up? When the doors were shut, where the disciples were assembled for fear of the Jews, came Jesus and stood in the midst, and said unto them, Peace be unto you. Let me get that word for evening in that verse.
Opsios in the Greek.
This is Strong's G3798. Opsios. Late, evening, either from 3 to 6 o'clock p.m. From 6 o'clock p.m. to the beginning of night. What time did it get dark today?
5 something.
5 something. Right? So, let's see. Go back to Matthew 28:1. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 28, and verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to draw toward the first day of the week.
Somebody get this man some glasses.
In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
What is dawn? I remember the movie From Dusk Till Dawn. Dawn is when?
From dawn to dusk. Dawn is rising.
Coming up. Yeah. Dusk till dawn. Man, you gonna scroll down?
This is Strong's G 2020.
Epi Fosco.
A P Fosco. To grow light, to dawn,
Right? Which is coming into the next day, right? In a sense. We're talking about the light. Right? Read that verse again.
Book of Matthew, chapter 28, and verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
It began to dawn toward the first day of the week. Right? In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, which would start when? The next evening, right? Remember, it says, in the end of the Sabbath. So let's say the Sabbath starts Friday, right? Let's say the Sabbath starts Friday. Some of y'all might know about that, right? Starts Friday. In the end of the Sabbath is ending. As it began to dawn toward the first day of the week. So the next day is coming, but it ain't there yet. Right? So that would be, when does the Sabbath end? Saturday. See what when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down. Saturday, when the sun goes down. Saturday. Yeah. So indoctrinated. When does the sun go down? Saturday.
Well, you was using the
I know. That's the funny part. Yeah. If the Sabbath is ending, it's the next day. This proves our days are from evening, to evening, right? Mark 6.
Right. Shalom. So look, I just wanted to bring out like a little brief clip just to get y'all familiarized with that episode. Is so much other just gold nuggets in there, because what Sarge is going to get into is the fact that when was Christ crucified, right? And when did Mary Magdalene and them take his body down from the cross? It was heading almost towards the evening, and they had to prepare his body before the evening hit, because the next day was the Shabbat, right? We all know these stories. I mean, unless you a super infant little one, we all know the stories of the Passover, right? And we know the correlation between the Passover and Christ's crucifixion, and so on and so forth. So look, chat, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to dig in, do your own research, do your own due diligence. But this is definitely an episode where you could dig into. Like I said, the link is in the chat, right? The link to this particular episode is in the chat below. It's in the description below. You can click on that and go back and review this, and let's have a conversation about it. If you got questions, comments, concerns, right? Let's talk about it. And in fact, I see we got a brother in here in the chat. Amaziah Josiah. Yeah, brother, I put a link. I put a link in the chat right there. Feel free to click on. I know you had clicked on before, but I was just trying to, you know what I'm saying? We got to vet folks, you know what I mean? There'd be some all kind of people trying to get on here, right? So we got to vet people. But look, I feel like you sincere. Click on the link, my bro. And then if you got a question, because he's saying, do y'all believe in the feast days? Now, you know, let me put that question up. And, you know, Lord willing, this brother is sincere and really has a question like that. But I mean, I'm just gonna say it like this. Salakia. Let me transfer over to the Bible. We were just in Leviticus 23, right? Through the Spirit. We were just in Leviticus 23. So it says, do y'all believe in the feast days? Well, I believe wholeheartedly in every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. And I believe wholeheartedly in the Torah, the instructions which has been given to us as Israelites, right? And in fact, in a matter of fact, I'm gonna get a couple scriptures because you know I just want to come scripturally, stay in the spirit. So hold on one second, Salaki. We got Leviticus 23, right? Let me see what else I want to get. Okay. I'm gonna get, where is that at? Hey, where is it? Yeah, right here. Okay. So let's see if the brother clicked the link. Amaziah, you still there? If so, bro, I just put a fresh link in the chat. Click that link and go ahead and go backstage and we'll let you on. But just for the edification, so that the rest of the chat can see, the brother said, do y'all believe in the feast days? Well, let's read Leviticus 23. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day shall be the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. First feast day mentioned, Shabbat. So yes, we keep Shabbat. We believe in the feast days. We believe in what Torah says. We keep Shabbat, right? And then continuing, it says, these are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is the Lord's Passover. Again, the 14th day of the month, at even, is the Lord's Passover. Okay? I'm gonna bring Amaziah up. 1 second, King. Amaziah, am I pronouncing your name right, King?
Yeah, you pronounced my name right. Shalom. Is this Bazak?
This is Officer Yaziar. This is Sergeant Bazak's camp, Long Beach, right? This is Officer Yaziar. I think we got also Officer Kodak on here from Long Beach. I think Officer Apayak is in another class right now. But yeah, this is one of Bazak's officers.
Oh, because I met him. The reason why I asked, because I meant the Sakari. I was or Yahash, one lawyer. I met all of them back in Brooklyn in 2016.
Oh, all praises. Yeah. And the brother's been out in New York a number of years going back. But yeah, I remember some stories about them being in Brooklyn and it was cold and brothers from the West Coast was out there. But all praises. You met them brothers back then?
Yeah.
Okay. All praises. And you say you're not with a camp. You but how long you been in the truth?
I've been in the truth since, let me see, I think 2011 or 2010.
Mm-hmm. All praises. And then who do you study with in particular?
Who do I study with?
Yeah.
I don't study with nobody. You know, I mean, I just, you know, have a chat with some brothers, you know, but I don't really study with nobody.
Okay. All
Like,
praises.
you talking about study with like a camp or individual?
Yeah, I mean, whether it's a formal school or, like you said, just some brothers that you convocate with, you know, if you
Oh,
got like,
I talk to some brothers sometimes. You know, we talk about some things sometimes. You know,
con. I'm trying to see. So Kodak, mic check, because I see you got a couple of accounts going on.
God, I'm right here.
Apple, you in the house too, huh?
Khan, I'm here.
Okay, throw out. The brother Amaziah said, "You from Brooklyn, King?
no, I'm from Pennsylvania.
You're from Pennsylvania, but you met Chief and Yaash and Bazak and them back in 2016, and when they were in New York.
Yeah, Brooklyn. I went up there too. Brooklyn.
All praises. And the brother's question, right, was, do y'all believe in the feast days? And first thing I wanted to share was, you know, we just follow Torah, right? And it what's in Torah is what we follow. So, you know, if you go to Leviticus 23, you're familiar with that chapter, right, brother?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with keeping the feast days. Yeah, the feast days. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, don't we have to keep the feast days when we're not supposed to keep the feast days outside of the gates of Jerusalem?
Well, show me where it says that. If Baba Kashab, if you could enlighten me on that.
Okay, like Deuteronomy, you can check out Deuteronomy chapter 15 verses.
All right,
Or I think it's
let me go to Deuteronomy 15. You say?
Is it 15? I'm on let me see, let me check.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and look for that script for a minute, and then we'll keep it on Leviticus right now. But are you familiar with scriptures about the makeup Passover?
Makeup Passover? No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. If you're not familiar with that, where was the first because let's just go through a couple feast days. Let's say let's start with the feast of unleavened bread. Would you say that's a high holy day?
Yes, it is.
Would you say Passover is a high holy day?
Yes.
Where was the first Passover kept?
In Egypt.
Is that inside Jerusalem?
No.
Right. So then we can go from Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of First Fruits, Feast of Weeks, Passover. It's like we mentioned Passover, but Pentecost, right? Feast of Weeks. Do you know the significance of the Feast of Weeks? The culmination of that? Like, do you know that breakdown, or what's your take on that?
A little, but all I know that, you know, having the feast days is, you know, the scripture, you know, well, all those feast days we're supposed to keep, and, you know, especially the past, so all the feast days we're supposed to keep in Jerusalem. I think that's Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 5 to 6.
Okay, let's go there. Let's look, and so I can walk with you and see your understanding, and you know what I'm saying, maybe you could give me some enlightenment on, you know, where you coming from, and we could edify the audience. So you want to start? I can read it for you. You want to start from Deuteronomy 16 from the top?
Let me see, Deuteronomy 16 from the top. Oh, you could start from you could start at let me see. You want to start at the top, or you want to start at verse?
It's on you, King. On you, King. I just wanted you to be able to bring your point out.
Oh, well, I would say you could start at verse 4.
Okay. Deuteronomy 16 and verse 4. And there shall be no leavened bread seen within thee in all thy coasts 7 days. Neither shall there be anything of the flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at even remain all night until the morning. You got a breakdown on that, or you want me to keep going?
You can keep going.
Okay. All praises. Verse 5. Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. And feel free to interject anytime. I'm just going to pause and listen for your feedback. But if you want me to keep going, just say continue.
You can continue.
All right. Verse 6. But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt.
Well,
okay. You got anything to interject on that, or?
Yeah, Khan. Well, you could. What that's talking about is we're not supposed to keep the Passover within, within any of our gates outside the gates of Jerusalem.
Oh, hold on. Let me walk with you. It says, "Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates."
Right.
What does that mean?
That means we're not supposed to keep the Passover. We're not
No.
supposed to.
No. Walk with me. It says, "Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates." What is the Passover in this context?
Passover is like you're supposed to let me see, slaughter the lamb, right? Or something.
Okay, so right, we're supposed to sacrifice the Passover. So in this context, the lamb is the Passover. It says, "Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God had given thee." So let me get your breakdown on that.
Oh, that means we're not supposed to do, have the lamb and everything. I mean, the meat is defiled here anyway. If you're gonna have sacrifice the Passover, have a Passover here, the meat is defiled. I don't know if you've seen videos where they spray something on the meat.
Okay, so let me walk with you. Now, you talking about spraying something on the meat and this and that, but I know brothers that raise their own lambs and pick their own 1-year-old lamb. So I could see from the store the meat being defiled. I'm walking with you there. I don't trust the grocery store, right? It's a corrupt industry. But let's just say a brother went and raised his lamb of 1 year, picked out the choice lamb, and did according to Torah and kept it outside of his gates of his dwelling on the 10th day, and then sacrifice it on the 14th day. Show me where we're breaking Torah right here, because all it says right here is, "Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates," meaning the gate to your dwelling.
But verse 6 says the place where the Most High choose to place his name.
Where is that?
2 Chronicles chapter 6 verse 6 will show you that. Will tell you that.
Right. So give me that breakdown. Where is the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in? Break that down for me in the audience.
In Jerusalem. You want me to get the scripture?
In particular, where is that? Where does the Most High place his name in?
Jerusalem.
You have to be more specific, King.
Yeah, at the place of Jerusalem. So you're gonna say Jerusalem?
No. Hold on. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. We can't go forward until you get this understanding, because the definition of the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in is not the city of Jerusalem.
It's not?
No.
Yes, it is.
Brother, it's the Holy of Holies. It's the temple where the priests perform the duties. Right? So how do you think brothers kept Passover in the wilderness?
That's true. That was before though. That was when it was getting rehearsed.
Wait a minute now, because I want you to have an understanding of the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in. That is not the city of Jerusalem. That is the Holy of Holies. The temple in which the Levites, right, especially in the wilderness,
Right.
the Levites were given the services of the Lord. And only the Levites were able to go into certain areas, and only the high priest was able to go into the holies of holies. Right?
Right.
So it says, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, and at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. This is the instruction for the Israelites while we're in the wilderness. And you understand how long we were in the wilderness, right?
Right.
And so when we're in the wilderness, you're familiar with how it was the Levites' duty to maintain the temple, right? They would build up the outer court, they would build up the inner court, they would build up the holiest of holy and the altar, and they would perform the sacrifices and they would perform the services of God, right? And
Right.
even when we're getting into the story about like the, you know, when the mixed multitude and the people that we captured were with us, the Midianitish women,
Right.
they were forbidden from coming even into the presence of the temple. That's only for Israelites. But even an Israelite, if you weren't a Levite, you had no business in certain parts of the temple. And if you were not the high priest, like Moses, you had no business in the holiest of holies.
Right.
Right. So look, this is why I want you to get that distinction of what it's talking about, the place, right? The place in which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name. And then now look, brother, another thing, and I appreciate your feedback, and I love good dialogue, you know what I'm saying? Because look, I can always grow just from dialogue, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you my brother, I love you, and I appreciate you. You feel me, King? And look, it's a beautiful thing, because you met my elder years ago, my elders years ago, and I came into this truth after you met them. And look, it's just a beautiful thing to see that the fruit has continued and come full circle. So all praises, brother. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the dialogue. You know what I'm saying? But this is my understanding of what that place is, and then even going forward, Apayat, remember Salaki, I'm talking to one of my brothers that's in camp. And I'm just want to refer to something that we studied before. Amaziah, Baba Kusha, Apayat, or Kodak, if you could chime in. Remember when we did the breakdown, or we went over that breakdown of the makeup Passover? Anybody in the chat remember that? Chime in, because we want to dialogue with the brother Amaziah, a brother from Pennsylvania who met some of our elders in New York, right? So Kodak, go ahead and chime in on the makeup Passover, right? I want to pull some scriptures. Shalom Dawa Yasharala, Shalom King. Glad to have you in the building, right? And bear with me, Amaziah. I'm gonna dig up a couple precepts that I want to go over real quick. And look, apologies, our time is about to approach due time, right? We can't go much past the 9 o'clock hour over here, just because of there's other brothers that got live shows and this and that, and we coordinate time wise. But I definitely want to bring one more scripture at least. Well, at least I'll mention the fact, and I can tell you the fact that it's somewhere in Judges.
Salakia, can you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you at that time.
My mic wasn't allowed. That's what it is. Numbers 9 and 11.
Right. Okay. Let's go there. Number 9, and we'll all praises will end on this. But Amaziah,
Yeah.
Definitely, King. I want to keep a link with you, and we're gonna be on here on Sundays on a regular. So this is a great topic, man. We could chop it up more going forward, but literally we gotta end the broadcast somewhere respectfully around 9, right? Because that's our time slot. But I wanted to bring out one more script. Quadoc, I'll let you go ahead and read that, and I'll highlight it.
Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, yes, we're on Facebook. What you can do is leave a comment on here if you want to leave your links. But you can look me up on Facebook, Yazir Sakari, right? Karaz, exactly. It's Judges 5 and 11. I'm gonna put my Facebook. It's Yazir Sakari, right? You can look me up on Facebook. We got the Wolf Pack Facebook. We got Bazak's Facebook. You can link with me, and we'll keep a link, and I'll share you my direct contacts, and we can just keep a link and chop it up. But look, Quadoc, you still there? I want to go to the one in Judges, right? Quadoc.
Can you hear me? Mic check,
Yeah,
mic check.
I hear you now.
Okay.
Right. So Judges 5, I believe. Judges.
Are you going to Judges 5 and 11?
Okay. The one of the soldiers brought that up. We'll get into that. That's a bit of a longer breakdown, but that is starting out the story that I was talking about. But so here's the thing. In the book of Judges, and then also in other places, you're gonna find stories of brothers that was at war and was outside of the land, right? And couldn't make it to Jerusalem for the Passover. But
Right.
brothers was commanded to keep the makeup Passover the following month. And there's an actual statute for that, right? So now, outside of that understanding, okay, Quadoc, I'll let you read this real quick and then give your breakdown, give your input. So I'll read this actually, Quadoc, and then you chime in.
Okay.
All right. It's
Can you
Book
hear
of
me?
Numbers,
Good.
chapter. Salakia?
You hear me? Am I coming out
Yeah.
clear? All right,
Yeah. Yeah. This is Book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 11. The 14th day of the second month at evening, they shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and
Like
bitter
start
herbs.
from verse 9.
Okay, come. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If any man of you or your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord.
Right.
I mean, that right there is cut and dry and done.
Right. So right here, we got the list of reasons of why brothers may not be able, brothers and sisters may not be able to keep the Passover in the initial of it being in the first month. Right. Go ahead.
Right. And beautiful. This, you notice this says, next verse, the 14th day of the second
month.
Right. At even, they shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it, according to all the ordinance of the Passover, they shall keep it. So, Quadoc, you wanted to fill in on that?
It's pretty straightforward. When you go to the top of the verse, we all know that the Passover is kept in the first month, but there's in some cases and instances that some of us might not be able to keep the Passover that first month or in the land. So there's a time where pretty much like we call it the makeup Passover, you can make up not keeping that Passover by keeping it on this day on the second month. And remember, a key part of that is a journey afar off. That's someone who is
And
far off
in
from
particular, look,
right,
that's a dead drop right there.
right.
It says, and then look, these are reasons, right? Being unclean, because you can't keep the Passover being unclean. If you happen to be in proximity of a dead body, you're unclean. You can't keep the Passover. Or be in a journey afar off.
Not
Right?
in the land.
Not in the land. Right? So, you know, that's our understanding, King. Like I said, we could really have a dialogue because that's a great question. That's a question that I hear a lot. And you know, there's a lot of different points and topics that we can bring out to kind of solidify the fact that, look, did brothers keep the high holy days when they were in captivity? Was Daniel a faithful man when he was captive in Babylon? Did the Romans, or Salakia, did the Greeks persecute us throughout the diaspora for trying to keep the high holy days? These are just,
They did.
yeah, these are just questions. And see, Amaziah, that lets you know that brothers was keeping the law. And you know that it is the law for us to keep these days, even outside of the land. Brothers was keeping the law. Now, believe me, you, there's probably a sect of brothers back in the day, because you know, Israelites, we've been banging on each other from the beginning of time, right? Tribe against tribe, brother against brother, Northern Kingdom against Southern Kingdom, right? Look what they did to Joseph, his own brothers. You feel me? Niggas been set tripping from the gate, right? And
Right.
look, we got a precept from the priest himself, Ezra 6, right? I'm gonna get that because when the priests speak, I listen. You feel me? So look, we've been banging on each other out the gate, right? And we've been having different sects, the Essenes and this and that and the Sakari, like with brothers with different understanding. So we all know that no one camp has the answer. No one brother has the understanding fully, right? But when Yahweh shall return, everything shall be reconciled to the full truth. But I can show you examples throughout the body, right, where brothers was keeping the high holy days outside of Jerusalem, right? And I want to bring out something that the priest Ramamoth brought out, right? And he refers to Ezra chapter 6. And I want to take you there because this is a beautiful thing. It's talking about just what I brought up during the this wasn't the Babylonian captivity. This was the Persian captivity, right? So it was leading out of the Babylonian captivity, going into the reign of Darius. Okay. So it says, then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the rolls, where the treasures were laid up in Babylon, right? Because Babylon took the treasures out of our temples, right? And not only our physical treasures, but us. You feel me? Our records, our inheritance, right? And it says, and there was found at Achmetha, in the place that is in the province of the Medes, a roll, and therein was a record thus written. In the first year of Cyrus the king, the same Cyrus the king made a decree concerning the house of God at Jerusalem. Let the house be builded, the place where they offered sacrifices, and let the foundations thereof be laid strong, the height thereof 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 80 cubits, with 3 rows of great stone, a row of new timber, and let the expenses be given out of the king's house. Now, we all know about the decree of Cyrus put forth so that the temple is being rebuilt. Okay? But while the Jews were in exile in Babylon, right, because we know the Persians were allowing the Jews to go back to the homeland in Judea out of Babylon, right? Once the Persians and the Medes took over the Babylonians, right? This is the transfer process. But so we also know in the same earlier in Ezra, They had to check. Some of them lost the record to prove whether the house of their father goes back to their particular inheritance, right? So this is all going on. And then it says, and also let the gold and the silver vessels of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took forth out of the temple, which is at Jerusalem, and brought unto Babylon, be restored and brought back again unto the temple, which is at Jerusalem, everyone to his place, and to place them in the house of God. Right?
Salakia, I think the point that Ron was trying to get at, I think it starts around verse 8.
Right, I'm getting there. I'm just building up to it, right?
For sure.
I want the brother to understand that we're not just jumping around. I want to get this context because we talked about this earlier. That's why the priest brought this out. I wanted to bring some of these points out, is the fact that they raided our temple and took our treasures up into Babylon, right? So that left the temple void. No one was sacrificing there. But the Jews were still keeping the high holy days and being diligent because it was a decree made by Cyrus. Hey, let these people go back to their land, give them their stuff back, build their temple back up so that they don't got to be around me doing all their stuff. They could do it where they're supposed to do it, essentially, right? Now, therefore, Tatani, the governor beyond the river, Shethar Bonznai, and your companions, and the Apharsharites, which are beyond the river, be ye far from thence. Let the work of this house of God alone. Let the governor of the Jews and the elder of the Jews build this house of God in his place. Verse 8. Moreover, I make a decree. What ye shall do to the elders of these Jews for the building of this house of God, that the king's goods, even of the tribute beyond the river, forthwith expenses, be given unto these men, that they be not hindered. Right? So, Quadat, what was your point?
Verse 18 to
right. So, verse 18. And they set the priests in their divisions and the Levites in their courses for the service of God, which is at Jerusalem, as it is written in Moses' books. And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month. So this is the children of this particular captivity. The Babylonian going into the Persian captivity. For the priests and the Levites were purified together. All of them were pure, and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their brethren the priests, and for themselves. And the children of Israel, which will come forth again out of captivity, and all such as has separated themselves unto them from filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Lord thy God of Israel, did eat, and kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy. For the Lord had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of God of Israel. So, right, look, beautiful breakdown by the priest, or beautiful precept brought out by the priest, and some exegesis by the officer Quadat. We were keeping our high holy days even in captivity.
Well, that scripture was talking about after they got out of captivity. You
right,
guys,
but did they build the temple? Because this is what you got to realize. Your premise of the place that the Lord has set forth, your premise was that it was Jerusalem. I showed you that is the temple, the place of the Lord where the Levites, right, perform the duties.
right.
So wherever the Levites are, that's where that is.
Right.
Right. And then that's why I want to get into a further discussion about timeline and captivities, because you got to understand the decree went out from Cyrus. Now we're talking all the way to Darius, before Darius was like, you know what, leave them Jews alone, let them niggas build their stuff, man. There was a delay before it was built, but brothers, once the Levites, right, were put back in place, Once the Levites were there, it's a wrap. They killing the Passover, right? So whenever we got Levites around us, we good, as far as I know. You know what I'm saying, King? Because even in the wilderness, the Levites made a temple. It was a bunch of tabernacles because we had to pack it up and move. That was their job, was to stand up the temple, and when it's time to move, break it down. Right? So, like I said, that is a beautiful discussion to have. Any feedback from you, King? I mean, I don't want to just take up the talking time, but I know you had a point, even if it's a point of contention. Any feedback from you right now?
Oh, Khan, yeah. You see, like, what about Acts 2 and 5? It said Jews came out from under every nation to Jerusalem, you know,
Khan.
to keep
Yeah,
the
because
feast.
look, because around that time, Acts 2 and 5, even though the Romans were occupying Jerusalem, we still had a significant population of Jews occupying the land. And what did we have? We had the Pharisees in place who sat in the seat of Moses, right? So
Right.
all the ordinances and all of the edicts came out still from Jerusalem because we had the Pharisees and the Sadducees in place to, you know what I'm saying, delegate the laws and the ordinances, right? So all the brothers from around the world, they came to kept the Pentecost on that particular occasion in Acts 2, of course. But what happened? Okay, let's look at, this is the Roman time, but let's look at after 70 AD, where there was no longer any seat of Judaic rule, even under oppression, right? The Romans destroyed the temple.
Right.
So after that, brothers scattered. And then so it would be either one or two things, Amaziah. Brothers can say, well, they done sacked the temple in Jerusalem. I guess I ain't gonna keep the law. Or you could do like brothers did in the wilderness and say, look, let me find me a Levite and let's you know what I'm saying, to the best of our ability, let's do this ceremony and let's keep this feast day. Like if you was given the two options of just throwing your hands up, or the other option is no matter where you at, you know what I'm saying, you can have a holy convocation, because really the thing that is particular about the Passover is the actual sacrifice of the Passover. The sacrifice of the lamb is particularly, right, each man should not do it within his gates. That means, hey, do it in your backyard, right? But then if you want to go to the letter of the law, the priest, right, performs
Right.
the sacrifice. Hey, we got Levite in the house right now. I got Levites that I deal with daily. You see what I'm saying? So there's always that capability. That's why it's always good to congregate with brothers so that we can bear one another's burden, because we are in captivity, King. You know what I'm saying? It's not,
Right.
we don't have a temple, right? The Levitical priesthood doesn't have its seat in our righteous government to issue judgment. You see what I'm saying? And then when Christ returns and retakes his throne in the kingdom, right? You're going to have other priests under the order of Melchizedek, of course, right? Because Christ is the king. But guess what? The Levites still have the duty of temple duties, the duty of the service of God, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, there's a lot to it, King, and I'd love to continue like just a dialogue with you, because you sound like a respectable brother, and you know, I like to hear other perspectives from other brothers and just share and dialogue and link up at the end of the day.
Right. Khan, by the way, what tribe are you from?
Well, my folks is Geechee, so particularly would be Benjamin, because the Geechee slaves was brought from the West Indies before bringing them to the deep South, like southern Georgia up to the coast of South Carolina. Those islands off of that coast is where my family was brought, but by way of the West Indies. And if you look up Gullah Geechee, I'll type it in the chat just to give, Gullah Geechee. Yeah, that's it's a distinct little subculture in the South, but like I said, it's Southern brothers with like a West Indian twist. If it make any sense to you, but we would be Benjamin amongst a bunch of Judites.
Oh, I see it. Oh, yeah.
And you yourself, King, what tribe are you?
Judah.
Judah. All right. All praises. All praises. And from PA, right?
Con.
What part in particular?
Philly.
Philly. Oh man, you need to link up with my brethren from Philly, man. We got a camp out there. Dialogue and chop up with them bros.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching them and everything. They've been arming themselves, so especially when they in the hood, which is understandable. To bear arms. Philly, Jake is wild out here in Philly.
I've been watching. I've been seeing it, bro. Philly is really going through it, but that's part of the curses, King. That's part of the curses. And look, them brothers is on the front line. That's why they got to arm themselves. You know what I'm saying? He said, I thought Yaziar was Cubano. Look, it's the house of your father, Enrique. My granddaddy on my mom's side, yeah, but it's the house of your father, right? Enrique. All right, so look, Amaziah, hey man, link up with them brothers, man. There's some powerful brothers out there. Let me tell you, when it comes to knowledge and being studious and just diligence, they're second to none, King, out there. And they some good brothers that know. And just for yourself, every now and then, if you just wanted to say, hey man, I do feel like going to a new moon feast and congregating with brothers, man. I mean, that's something that's good for the soul, man, is the convocation part and the, gathering together with brothers and just kind of recharging your battery. You know what I'm saying? It's always a great thing. Do you at all try to keep any of the feast, or what is your, like, let's say for Shabbat, you keep Shabbat?
I keep the Shabbat, but the feast is, from the scriptures, what I read, it's like, oh, you can't really keep it, because the food is defiled and everything, it's like you can't really keep it, because the food is, really defiled, the meats and everything.
Okay, now look at it like this. When you say the food is defiled, are you talking grocery store food? Are you talking if a brother got a lamb in the yard that you could slaughter, or if a butcher that actually has a lamb that he goes pick up that you pick out? You see what I'm saying? Because if that's what's holding you from finding a brother out there in the country somewhere, even I don't care if it's a Jewish person or a white farmer. What's keeping you from going out there to a white farmer and finding you a lamb of 1 year of age with no blemish, and then finding you a brother that's a priest to go slaughter it? Like, there's always a way. You know what I'm saying? I won't leave it. If you was to say your only reason was, well, the food is defiled, then I'm gonna get around that. I'm you know what I'm saying? By all means, I'm gonna find another way. You feel me?
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And I get it that it's not 100% in Jerusalem, in our temple. That's the curses, King. That's the curse of oppression. That's the curse of being occupied. That's the curse of being scattered. But I can show you examples in the Bible of brothers that was like, by all means, we're going to do this. And then even brothers that was far away at the time, we're going to make it up. And there's statutes for that. And there's examples of that all throughout the Bible, especially around certain captivities, which is what the priest brought out in Ezra 6, is those transfer from one captivity to another, where, you know, the Babylonians straight up ransacked our temple and took all our valuables and stored it up in the king's treasure store, right? But then the Persians was like, let them niggas get their stuff back and go build their thing. You know what I mean? So there's different levels of captivity and different captivities we went through. The Greeks were straight up killing brothers for trying to, you know, even keep the Shabbat. But that means brothers were trying to do it. Right? And you got story upon story upon story, especially you read the Apocrypha a lot.
I read the Apocrypha sometimes.
Right. You know, during the Maccabean period, you got a lot of stories of Jews that rebelled against the Greek captivity. You know, you like stories of Eleazar, where he was an elder that a lot of the Jews respected, and the king was like, hey, you don't really got to eat pork, but just pretend like you eating pork, so, you know, we can get other brothers to defile themselves. And he was like, you take me out before I do that. I'm too old for that. You feel me?
I feel you.
Right. Like Naquad said, like the brother Naquad, look, Karubia, homie from Compton, he said, we grow our own vegetables around here. And he showed me his Compton garden, right? 100, right? Look, brother Naquad, he said, we not in our kingdom, but we can still serve the Most High with all our heart, all our mind, all our soul. Through the Spirit, we can serve the Most High. Ain't nothing wrong with having just giving honor to God on the new moon and congregating with your brothers. Ain't nothing wrong with having a Feast of the Trumpets. Right now, we observing a Day of Atonement. That don't cost you nothing. That is a sacrifice of your own body, by no food, no water for 24 hours. And we doing nothing but going over these scriptures and praying and kind of reflecting on what we could do to be better. You understand what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong, nothing stopping us from doing that, right? We going into next week, we're going to do a Feast of Tabernacles, where we're going to go out into the wilderness with our brothers and set up camp and do how our ancestors did, because what the scriptures say, remember the days of old and things that were good, and do them. There's nothing about food or we not in Jerusalem or this, that, or the other that's going to stop us from doing it. You understand? Because it's all in the spirit of serving the Most High God and honoring the Most High God and being obedient to what he says. And now I get it. I get it if something says, well, like say, for instance, on the Day of Atonement, you know, an oblation or a sacrifice by fire. I don't have a priest, a temple to tell the priest, hey, man, throw this up for me. Throw this sacrifice. I don't have that, right? But at the same time, there's things that I can do for the Day of Atonement, which is to sacrifice my own flesh by abstaining for a 24-hour period at least. I know brothers like Brother Shaquad that was in here earlier. Man, one year this brother he did Day of Atonement and he kept fasting for 2 more days because he said his spirit felt like it had grown so much when he was just studying and praying and, you know, being in that mode that he felt like he wanted to work his spirit out even more. But these are just things that we could do, man, to show that we love God and to worship God, right? Serve the Most High, like the brother Naquad said. Every opportunity we get, we serve the Most High God. You feel me? You know, but yeah, brother, like I said, I know you say you have a particular group of brothers that you study with and y'all go over things, but I would highly recommend convocating with brothers and being around brothers on a consistent basis for the sake of keeping each other accountable and also bearing each other's burden. Because you never know what a brother is going through from day to day, right?
Right.
And vice versa for ourselves, right? Other people might not know what we going through day to day. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, this is how we operate, you know, in particular with our little sect of Sakari here in Long Beach, is we communicate daily, whether it's a Bible study or a class or camp on 1 week or another class or a little broadcast like this or a feast day. Not a day goes by where we don't chop it up with each other and check in on each other, and we have, you know, just consistent contact and consistent accountability. And if a brother's going through something, we all there for him. Vice versa. We going through something, our brothers are there for us. You know, whether it's we going through hard times and we need a little help, or whether it's, man, I did something that's a little off and my brother need to rebuke me. We have that relationship. We have that system in place, right? And it's all, at the end of the day, it's all about serving the Most High God with diligence, right? Like the soldier Karaj just put a beautiful precept. I love going to the book of Baruch. It says, this is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. And that's all we're trying to do, King, is just keep these commandments, you know, to the best of our ability, which doesn't mean to cop out, right? You know, but that's my take, King. And like I said, we well over our allotted time, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I don't think we bumping nobody off the air at midnight Eastern time, but you know what I'm saying? I do want to keep it to a respectable hour. Because some brothers, you know what I'm saying, we done started our fast, and some brothers just, you know, just need to focus and pray and do what they need to do at this point. You know what I'm saying? Till we rally back up tomorrow evening and break the fast, and we're gonna have another gathering out here and praise the Most High even more, right?
Right.
But yeah, brother, hey, I appreciate you being up. It's what, well past midnight on the East Coast?
Yeah, I don't go to sleep till like 2 or something. Sometimes.
Okay, you a night owl, huh? So guess what, man? We got another class on Wednesdays. The Couch Captivity created. Man, link up with us, man.
I might.
Join us on Wednesdays. Bazak will be there more likely than not. Bazak usually leads the class on Wednesdays. Every now and then he'll get his officers to fill in, right? But
Right.
it would be good, man. Catch us on there, on the same channel on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific, which is midnight your time.
I might.
Yeah, man. Just link up with us, King. And like I said, leave a comment, and I'll make sure Sergeant Bazak link back up with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure he would love to catch up with you and chop it up. All right, I'm Messiah. Hey, it was a pleasure talking to you, King.
Nice talk to you, Ak.
All right,
Shalom.
Yabba Shem Yashabrakata. Shalom,
Yeah,
King.
about Shem Yahshua Rakadam. Shalom.
Shalom, King. Yeah, man. Look, all praises. Apiyak, I'm gonna close it out, man. Kodak, I'm gonna close it out. Yeah, I see brothers jumping in with precepts. Look, that's just my take on it, King. Like, give me an excuse and I'm gonna show you a reason to run straight through it. Like, oh, the meat is defiled. Nigga, I'm gonna go find me somebody out in the country that got goats that I can go pick, you know what I'm saying? Pick me a goat. Like, that's not gonna be what's gonna stop me from serving the Most High God. And then half of the feast days don't require you to sacrifice no goat. You feel me? Not just half, more than half. Had nothing to do with sacrificing the lamb. So we just got to be diligent and look, 10 toes down. If Satan try to set up a wall for me, if I can't scale it, if I can't go around it, I'm gonna find my way under it or through it, man. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up serving the Most High God. You see what I'm saying? So all praises, right? I think this was a good little exercise, right? Good little calisthenic to get me prepared for this day, right? Good little calisthenic to get me prepared for this day, and you know, my spirit is already charged up, right? I'm ready to, as soon as we get off here, open my sword and go over some scriptures. You see what I'm saying? And get the, you know what I'm saying, get the arsenal sharpened up. That's all to it, like brothers was saying earlier. But unless Apayak or Kwadak, unless y'all got anything to say, I'm gonna wrap it up here, King. Y'all chime in. Y'all on mute right now.
No, Con, you know what I'm saying? The water of everybody coming through. You know what I'm saying? It's a new thing we trying to try out on Sundays. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the family. You know, bring everybody on so, you know, get edified, you know.
Con, yeah, spread this word, right? Because look, it don't cost nothing to like, share, and subscribe, right? But let me show you something here. Brothers also need physical sustenance, right? We be on the road traveling. We got to fill up with gas, man. We drove from coast to coast, California to Atlanta. Hold on, Salakia. We drove from California to Atlanta, right? And you just wouldn't believe how much gas costs, man, until you got to drive that far, right? But wherever we go, we need gas to put in the vehicles. Your support is 1,000 times over appreciated, man. Every dollar, like I said, that $2 drive, keep a brother alive. Because look, whether it be gas or brothers got to stop off and get a hotel, stay a night over because we don't went on a long trip. Anything you could do to support the ministry is greatly appreciated, especially now that we trying to broaden our scope and we trying to come more days and put in more time and be on more platforms. You know, every little thing count, man. The internet costs money, laptops cost money, right? Lord willing, one day we can get an official, facility, like a actual building where we can hold school and do even more things, right? We want to do more things with the community. We want to do more things with the camp and with the families around the camp and with prospecting. So we got a lot of big ideas, man, but we love you. We love our followers and the people that participate with our classes and conversation, because this is what we do this for. It's for our people. We love our people, right? And we want to see our people into this marvelous light, right? Not wandering out there in darkness. And so, number one thing, if it's on your heart right there, you see on the banner below, you know what I'm saying? Support Long Beach directly. Cash App Bazak, right? If Cash App is your thing. If you know what I'm saying? If it's easier for you, we got the super chat right down there below. Hit us with a super chat. Like I said, $2, $5, anything you can give is much appreciated, right? It's more so the gesture, because one gesture leads to another, just like one share leads to another. So whether it's sharing, commenting, you know what I'm saying, subscribing, hitting that bell for the reminders, help us get it out there, King. And if it's in your heart, shoot us a super chat and put a few dollars in the tank so that we can keep it going, right? It's much appreciated, and we love you. And like I said, with that, I'm gonna wrap things up. Apiyak, I'm assuming, is just wrapping up the other class, so I think he's not in here. But I wanted to give you the last word, young lion.
Let's land this plane for a crash, man.
Bring us out then. Take us up. Take us up.
Call
Hey, look. Hold on. All praises to Hope, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, the water, sis, for the super sticker. We love you. We appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to Mayim. Big up to you, King. We look forward to seeing you sometime real soon. You feel me? We appreciate the love, right? And Ahabatah, King. We'll see you soon. Shalom, Enrique, for sure. Right? Hey, Quadak. You got some loved ones in here? I seen your loved ones in here.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Mom's along up in here too.
Let me put some. Who you want me on the screen?
Huh?
Who you want me to put on the screen for you?
But no matter. You know what I'm saying? No matter. Yeah.
I'm looking, man. I'm trying to find the sis. Oh, there we go. You want to give a shout out?
Shout out my red.
Right. Let me. I ain't gonna put you on the spot, but we want to shout the sis out. That's our sis. We love her to death. Right. Shout out to Hope. Shalom, sis. Right. Hey, we got brothers in here all the way from the East Coast. We got brothers that joined from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to Naquad, right? Yahabaraka, Yahweh Bashem Yashai, right? Shalom Naquad. Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, right? All praises. But hey, take us out, Quadak.
And with that, I want to get called Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to y'all.
Shalom.